right, everybody, what's up? It is Friday night here on the Wrestling Through the Years podcast YouTube channel. This is the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. I am the substitute armchair quarterback for tonight, Dutchie. Dizzle is out this week on vacation. And of course, joining me, MoneyE is here, the man who puts the E in embezzling schmuck.
Hey, what's up?
And of course, C Money, Cleneth is with us.
What's up?
And this episode, what we're covering tonight, was actually Cleneth's idea. And Cleneth, I got to tell you, this is actually the first time in many, many years that I've watched this show.
Yeah. And what's your thoughts?
So, some good, some bad.
I felt the same way.
Yeah, It was
I felt the same way.
Yeah. Like, there are some things that I feel like should have been really good, but it's just like, I think they were already starting to forget about wrestling. They were starting to be more about attitude.
Yep.
But there was like some good on the show. There was some stuff that I did enjoy, and there's also some stuff that where it's just like yeesh.
Yeah.
But
the yeesh part was like kind of hard. I was like, Dad, I haven't watched this since I forgot how long. It was like 2-3 years ago since the last time I watched this. 3 or 4. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm glad that like we're getting to cover it because there is, like I said, there is some good. But there's also just like there's like a few things on here that's just like, damn, like how the hell were they able to get away with this?
Oh yeah, especially that first match. Yes.
Which we're gonna get into in a second here. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it. In Your House, Ground Zero, September 7th, 1997. They were in Louisville, Kentucky, the home of Jim Cornette, which actually is where Daniel is going to be. He's not there yet, but he's going to be there starting tomorrow. So, all right. So Ground Zero, In Your House. They had an attendance of close to 5,000 people, 4,963, $136,000 buy rate. And we start off with a match that was a pretty decent feud at the time. It was Brian Pillman going against Goldust with Marlena. Now, if Goldust lost, Brian Pillman got Marlena for 30 days. If Pillman lost, he was gone for the WWF forever. All right, Cleneth, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of this match?
Okay, so I don't remember much of the rivalry, but I do remember much of the match to the point that I was pulling for Goldust. I think this is because I think the animosity and like the storytelling behind the whole. I don't want to see the man's wife get taken from him for 30 days because it was sick. That rivalry was like personal, and I just started watching wrestling, so I'm just thinking, there's no way that a show is going to allow someone's wife to be taken away from him for 30 days by another guy just to do whatever he wants.
Can I let you guys in on something?
Yeah.
So Brian Pillman actually dies the following month, right? Like the night before the next pay-per-view.
I was going to say, didn't he die? I was going to ask that myself.
Yes.
I knew he would die soon after.
Yeah. So he dies, right? Now, I'm 11 years old at the time, so I'm not necessarily like in the loop. I don't know as much as I do now because the internet really wasn't well, the internet was starting to be a thing, but we didn't have internet at my house because my dad's cheap. And like I didn't have like access to like the sheets, like the newsletter. I didn't even know what the Wrestling Observer newsletter was. Okay. So in my head, when I find out Brian Pillman's dead, you know what the first question is that I asked?
What's that?
Did Goldust go into his room and kill him? I'm serious. Like that's what 11-year-old me is thinking, is that Dustin Runnels, Goldust, went into Brian Pillman's hotel room and killed him for sleeping with his wife.
Yikes.
That makes sense. Forgot what.
Because I didn't know at the time. Yeah. To me, a lot of this was still real.
Yeah.
Because Pillman was blurring the lines.
And then especially the Raw after Ground Zero.
Yeah, like when he had her like dress up in like the skimpy outfit and all that. And like, here's the thing. I loved Flying Brian as when he was in WCW, like when he was the good guy babyface. When he started doing this loose cannon bull crap, I hated it. With a passion. I thought he was scum. I thought he belonged in jail. Like, I was not a fan of this character because he pushed the lines way too many times. And it just, it made me uncomfortable watching it.
Well, let's go back to what? Was it 2 years ago? Rivalry when he had with Austin? The whole gun situation thing went off?
Yeah, that was the year before.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was the year before, and that was like, I mean, USA almost took them off the air. USA almost took them off the air because they're just like, you guys can't do that.
They wouldn't get away with it today.
No, they definitely wouldn't be able to get away with it today. Although, like, you have a lot of shows. I mean, if they were on a network, like if they were on like a premium channel like HBO or Showtime or something like that, they could get away with it.
I mean, you probably can. You mean they did kill Vince McMahon live on television? We're blowing up his limo, so
yeah. So I mean, it was just like, but yeah. So this match was kind of uncomfortable. I didn't like the finish. Eric, what did you think?
I don't remember watching it as a kid, but I'm gonna just say it was my first time watching it, and I kind of knew Brian was gonna win because it just had that. I knew how sometimes wrestling goes, so I just felt like Brian's not gonna leave WWE, so he's probably gonna win this. So just watching it for the first time, if I didn't watch it,
right? Yeah. So, by the way, the match went 11 minutes. And Brian Pillman did win, obviously. All right, Cleneth, what do you give it?
I'm going to give it a 3.
All right. I'm going to be a little harsh here. I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah, I'm going the same way because I didn't like the ending myself.
Yeah. Good match. Bad ending. Because one, it didn't make sense. It's like, okay, well, Marlena's going to, go up on the apron and Pillman's just going to take the purse from Goldust could have ducked the purse shot.
Yep.
Like it would. Yeah. I was not a fan of that. We move on now to Brian.
I want to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
At first, I thought she was turning on Goldust.
That would have made that would have made things better.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to be honest about it.
If you want to be honest, it should have been like that. It would have made everything sense. And when it happened afterwards, made more sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because this is more like to me, this rivalry was all about like Rayfish and this nah. Now,
Yeah.
see what I turned on them, like how they done later with other rivalries, made perfect sense. And I think
Yep.
they use that as a blueprint of what they're doing now when it comes to managers and heel turns. Look at
Yeah.
that. This is not what to do. This is what to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Next matchup, it's Brian Christopher versus Scott Putski. Brian Christopher, they're running the storyline that like JR keeps saying that that Brian Christopher is the son of Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler keeps denying it, even though you could tell they look so much alike.
Yep.
By the way, and I had a conversation about 10 plus years ago with Brian Christopher. And I asked him about, the whole deal in the WWF. And him and King were not happy with JR when JR announced on television that Brian Christopher was Jerry Lawler's son. By the way, it wasn't JR who first announced it. It was actually Paul Heyman who first announced it.
Oh.
But Brian Christopher blames Jim Ross because Jim Ross kept hammering the point home.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like his go-to line. Like, you want to poke the bear and turn King into more as heelish commentator.
Yeah.
In a way.
So, but the match only goes close to 5 minutes because Scott Putski hurts his knee, so he gets counted out. Yep. Brian Christopher wins the match.
Nasty.
Yeah. And that was the end of Scott Putski's run in the company.
I was going to say, was that the end of his career?
Not the end of his career. Well, the end of his career was he went to WCW. But I mean,
the worst time too.
Well, when he went to WCW, it was actually kind of the best time to go because they were still doing pretty good. They had enough television that he could get enough exposure. The problem is they weren't going to push him.
Yeah.
So the match was okay up until that point. Cleneth, what did you think?
I thought, to me, I didn't really enjoy it. I mean, I'm listening to it, and listening to the commentator and King and JR talk about how this is not his son. The match, and then knowing that the reason why I didn't know he hurt his knee, to tell you the truth. But to me, it was too short, and it was just more like a rush finish. Now I understand why it's a rush finish. I have to give it some leeway.
Right. Eric, what did you think?
For what it was until the injury, I thought it was going to be a good match.
Well, it started out that way too. They had a couple of pretty good matches on television. They had a couple of pretty good matches on television. And this was going to be a big blow off, but unfortunately, Scott Putski blew out his knee. I'm going to give it a 1.5. Cleneth, what say you?
I want to give it a 2.
All right.
Eric? Yeah, I'll give it another 2.
All right. So now the next one is the triple threat match between the gang leaders. Savio Vega representing Los Boricuas, Farouk representing the Nation of Domination, and Crush representing the Disciples of Apocalypse. It goes 11 minutes. Savio Vega gets the win. This was a decent match, but it had some sloppy spots.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of those spots were done by the guy who's actually the best worker in the match, and that's Savio.
Yep.
By the way, the guy who won the match.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So, Cleneth, what did you think?
Well, I was a Savio fan at the time when I was watching it, so I was cheering for him to win. I wasn't a big fan of the Nation of Domination. The LOD was my second favorite, but Savio to me, I enjoyed watching when I was younger, and I enjoyed it. To tell you the truth.
Okay. I mean, it was a good match. Unfortunately, yes, there were some sloppy spots, but they were still able to. I mean, when he hit that kick on Crush at the end, he actually hit it pretty flush to where, and Crush usually isn't known for his selling.
Yeah.
I can take you all the way back to WrestleMania 7, which was Crush's like WrestleMania debut. He's part of Demolition, and like they were wrestling these two guys, Tenru and Katao. And the deal is that Tenru and Katao get the win over Demolition, and Crush was not having it. Crush wouldn't sell, and Katao wouldn't sell either. So it was just up to Smash and Tenru. They have to be like the two workhorses of the match. But yeah, Crush was never a big fan of selling. But Eric, what did you think?
I thought it was a decent match for what it was. I actually liked Farouk, so I was kind of rooting for Farouk here. So.
Yeah. I mean, I was a Crush guy, even though I just noted how much he sucked, especially like with the selling. I was a fan of his when I was a kid.
I liked how we all were rooting for each one of them. So,
yeah. But all right, so Savio gets the win. They really do nothing like with this after. I mean, if anybody gets the big push after, it's Farouk.
Yep.
Until a certain guy, until they realize that a certain somebody else in the Nation of Domination had a lot more charisma.
The Rock.
No, Eric, I was talking about D'Lo. Although I'm not going to I like D'Lo Brown, so.
So did I. And then Farouk went with JBL, so.
Yeah, I think it worked out for Farouk.
Yep.
I mean, who knows? I mean, I always thought because after Farouk had left the Nation, they started kind of teaming him with other guys because they're like, we don't know if he's going to make it on a singles run. So they team him for a while with Steve Blackman, and then that's just kind of like
I remember that.
Yeah. But then they team him. They team him for about 2 months with Too Cold Scorpio.
Oh wow, I don't remember that one, but
yeah, because they were trying to let out like all sorts of stuff.
And then
but finally when they paired him with Bradshaw, that was the money.
Yep.
So. All right, Cleneth, what do you give this one?
Man, this one I want to give it a 3.
All right, I'm going to agree with the 3. Eric, what do you say?
I'm going to agree with 3 too.
All right. Now, the next match is the Minis match. The Mexican Minis. Max Mini defeated El Torito in 9 minutes and 21 seconds. You know, this was WWE trying something new. And to be honest with you, like, I actually liked the little guys.
Yeah, I enjoyed this match.
All right, so here's what I want to say about the Minis. I always thought they were kids. Yo, I had no idea they was actually midget wrestlers. I always thought when I was a kid, I was like, you mean to tell me these are like 13-year-olds sitting there doing this stuff? And their parents, I really thought these were kids. I actually thought, I was like, I can be doing this, and I'm stuck in school where I can be actually beating someone up for money.
Cleneth's just like, wait a minute, where do I sign up?
Yes. I literally was like, this is I should be doing this.
Well, and the funny thing is that like Max Mini was with the company for. By the way, he is the smallest of the mini wrestlers. All right, but he was the most popular.
Yeah, he was probably the most talented.
Yeah.
I know King hated him though.
Oh my! Well, when King jumped on him, and JR was just like, "Is little Brian gonna be jealous?"
I love that.
And it's just like, oh man.
He kept wearing the king's hat and king's crown.
Yeah, it was just it was fun to watch. Like, and this is supposed to be like one of those things. It's almost like, you know, when you go into a pay-per-view, or like when you go into like an episode of like Raw or SmackDown or like a PLE, and like they do something with Danhausen, and that's just supposed to be the comedic relief, and sometimes it turns out to be like the best part of the show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that this really was the best part of the show, but this was one of the highlights.
Yeah.
You know, it's just supposed to be comic relief.
One of my favorites.
It's supposed to be like comic relief for people, but you know, I got a lot of enjoyment out of this. And it's like the same thing with Danhausen today. Like, a lot of his stuff is meant to just be comedic relief, but I'm kind of interested, like who he's going to electrocute and all that, like every week.
I think Danhausen is like another version of R-Truth when it comes to comedic relief.
He's a more out there version of R-Truth.
Yeah.
And I thought R-Truth was out there.
Yeah.
And that's saying something.
I'm kind of waiting. I'm just kind of waiting for the fact to where like they're going to end up teaming.
I just said that. Yeah, I just said that. I said they should team up.
But it's just like, and again, I've got nothing against Danhausen. I like a lot of his stuff.
I know New York loves Danhausen.
Oh my, yeah. Do they ever? But I mean, and he's getting over. He's selling merch. You know, he's doing what he needs to do.
Yep.
I'm not necessarily thrilled about the fact that he's going to bring back Baron Corbin.
Wait, what?
You know that's who's under the sheet, right? Or that's who's going to be revealed to be under the sheet?
No. I tell you too, I don't really pay, even though SmackDown is on, it's hard to pay attention to SmackDown because it's so, that's just 3 hours is too much.
Baron Corbin has reached a deal to come back with the company.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And it's heavily believed that he's going to be the one Danhausen's bringing back to life.
Oh, God. And this is how you bring him in?
So, I mean, I don't like it. I don't like the fact that Corbin's coming back. But
you inbox.
Oh yeah. So, but all right. So, Cleneth, what did you think of this match with the minis, and what do you give it?
I'm giving it a 4. I loved it.
All right, Eric.
I'm going to give it a 5 because I was really entertained by it.
You know, I'm going to agree with Cleneth and say 4, just because this was better than what it was supposed to be.
Exactly why I gave it a 5.
Till this day, I still won't believe those are nothing but kids in that mask. I don't care. I don't care. To me, they're kids.
Well, and the funny thing is that Max Mini, and God bless him for having the talent that he does, but he's built like a toddler.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, there are toddlers that are actually taller than him.
But it's not only that. It's that the fact they had a mini gold, a mini Vader, a mini. So I'm like, these have to be kids.
Mini Vader, mini Mankind, mini Goldust there was for a while.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is awesome. I want a job. Like,
when did Hornswoggle come into the picture?
Well, Hornswoggle wasn't until like a decade later.
Yeah. And now El Torito is like, oh well, that makes sense now.
Yeah, it was, but
he
it
still
was
alive?
It was fun. What, this version of El Torito?
Yeah.
Hold on, I can actually look that up. No, he unfortunately he passed.
Oh.
He passed in 2016. So Cleneth, he wasn't just El Torito.
Ah,
He was Mini Vader.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, it was so RIP to him, but he was somebody, like, that match was again a lot better than what it needed to be.
Yep.
But all right, so I'm on Max Mini's Wikipedia right now, right? You know what another one of his names was in wrestling?
No.
Baby Rabbit.
Oh wow.
Now is he still alive?
Yes.
He must be like in his 50s.
51.
Yeah, for 1 year, Eric, not bad.
Eric knows age. All right. So now up next, before we talk about the match that came up next, we got to talk about the segment, which is Stone Cold Steve Austin and Dude Love having to relinquish the WWF tag titles. And the Headbangers are going to take their place in the Fatal 4-Way. And Steve Austin, basically bad-mouthing Sergeant Slaughter, which, Cleneth, I'm going to ask you, what did you think of old Double Chin as the commissioner?
I was a big fan of him. I mean, I wasn't, and I think this is the first time they actually had a commissioner enforcement now.
So, yeah. So, up until August of 97, Gorilla Monsoon was the president of the World Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
Gorilla was getting really sick and couldn't do the travel. So they needed a new commissioner. And they went with somebody who the fans knew, even though it had been a while. But he was already working for the company as an agent. So they just decided to bring Slaughter in.
Yeah.
So, but Eric, what did you think of the Sarge as the commissioner?
I thought he was decent. I thought he played his role really well, especially later the following year with DX and stuff. So
Yeah.
I really like that stuff.
So, all right. So they stripped them of the tag titles. Jim Ross, is sucking up the Stone Cold, saying the fans can't wait to see you in the ring. They're really looking forward to it. They miss you. They need you. And then Austin, thanks him for the compliment by giving him a stunner.
The typical Stone Cold way.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this would be the stunning of the string of announcers. And I think he actually did stun Slaughter too. Matter of fact, didn't he stun Slaughter like the next night?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I know he stunned JR, then he stunned Slaughter, then he stunned King, and then obviously the big one.
The Mission Man.
Yeah, him.
One of many.
Yeah, but this is the first one, and that one was like, and we have covered it on the Blog Talk days, but I'll just say this right now, like that was a bad stunner. That JR took a better stunner.
Yeah, he has to use the kick.
Yeah, this is what he started doing, the kick to the gut.
But he later in the night he didn't do that with Owen.
Yeah, no, he just came up and did the stunner.
I call it the diamond cutter stunner.
Well, because that's pretty much. I mean, it's the same move, but then that's when Austin started doing the kick and tried to make it look better by landing on his ass.
Yep.
So now we move on. It is the Fatal 4-Way for the WWF Tag Team titles. Well, actually, first, before we get into that, Cleneth, what did you think of this side of Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Well, I think he's embracing that King of the Ring role because I think right after that that attitude. He's bringing that attitude. He feuded with Bret Hart and the Hart Foundation, and then you had the accident with Owen Hart, which to this day I wonder that's really and how is everybody turns it and make it feel like it's like people say Owen feels bad for what he did. But when you watch it, it makes you second guess. Like, do you really feel bad, or is it like that? Because they kept replaying it over, and it's like, and that's all they really talk about, dropping them on the head, replaying it. It's like, do you really? And that's what Owen Hart always says is, "Well, I just want my title back." They stripped the tag team titles. Owen Hart says, "What? They should strip Austin of his Intercontinental title as well,
Yeah, and
and hand it right back to me, to the rightful." And wonder why didn't they do that? They stripped the tag titles, but let them keep the Intercontinental title.
Well, no, yeah, they stripped him of the Intercontinental title the next night because that's when the tournament started.
That's why he stunned Slaughter. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So he stunned Slaughter. They start a tournament, which Owen ends up winning at the next pay-per-view. At that Bad Blood in your house, Bad Blood.
Yep. Didn't we cover that?
I believe we did, Eric. I believe we did.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and here's the thing, and I'm more than likely 100%. I'm more than likely almost 100% sure that I have talked about this on the show before. But Steve Austin wrote in his book about that SummerSlam match with Owen. Owen came up to him and said, "Hey, just so you know, I'm gonna tombstone you." He goes, "Owen, you don't hit the tombstone, or you usually don't do it." He goes, "No, I'm gonna try it. I want to try it." He goes, "Okay, cool. So you're gonna land on your knees, right?" He goes, "No, I'm gonna land on my ass." He goes, "Owen, you're gonna jam up my neck." He goes, "Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. You'll be fine." He goes, "No, Owen, you need to land on your knees." Because one, by the way, Steve Austin is like what, 6'4"?
Yeah.
Around that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6'3", 6'4".
Owen Hart's 6 foot or 6'1". By the way, 6'4" is a lot taller than 6 foot or 6'1" for anybody keeping score at home. So you're going to drop the guy on his neck. So that was like when Austin basically told Owen, is like, "Owen, I don't feel comfortable with this." That's when Owen should have said, "All right, well, don't worry about it then. I got you." So that's almost, or like Cleneth, I know you're talking like storyline wise and all that, but I'm almost thinking that Owen, like, in the back of my head, something makes me think that Owen did not like Steve Austin.
Oh yeah,
and may have done this on purpose.
And I think this story where you always talk about made me think of this all the time.
Yeah, because Austin said, "Owen, I don't feel comfortable with this. Don't do it."
And he still does it.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I don't want to disrespect Owen Hart because he's not here to defend himself. Only he knows why he did it.
Yep.
And we can't necessarily ask him. I mean, when I get up there, Even though I'm probably going to be only up there for like 10 seconds till somebody pushes the button to send me down to hell. Then, I could try to ask him. I could ask, I'd be like, hey, can you send Owen to the gate so I can ask him why he tried to paralyze Steve Austin? But anyway, all right. So it's Fatal 4-Way. Owen Hart and the British Bulldog versus the Headbangers versus the Legion of Doom versus the Godwins. Did anybody else notice that Howard Finkel said this contest is scheduled for one fall with a 45-minute time limit?
No, I noticed that. But didn't they say it was an elimination match as well when they did the rules?
Yeah, they showed it on the screen. They
did show it on the screen. I missed the screen because I was actually packing my lunch at the time that I was also watching this, because I would watch it I watched it over the course of 3 days, first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
they
watched
showed
it
the
twice
rules.
because I fell asleep, so I had to rewatch some of it.
Yeah. But they did show the rules?
Yes.
Yeah, they showed it on the screen.
So that was just Finkel screwing up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. He's another one. I am not going to make fun of him. I mean, he is responsible for one of my favorite moments at a wrestling convention when I got to meet him.
Such a nice guy.
So I'm not going to disrespect. I mean, things happen.
Yep.
People make mistakes. So
he was probably tired, and he was talking all night.
Yeah. You gotta admit, this is the first In Your House 3-hour special.
Yeah, this is the first time that they had done 3 hours, because usually they were 2 hours, right?
Right.
Yeah. I forgot this was 3 hours.
Yeah. So all right. So LOD gets disqualified. So they're out. Then the Godwins get pinned. So they're out.
Yep.
And then Steve Austin comes in after another awkward spot where the Headbangers are going for the stage dive, but you could tell. By the way, the match goes 17 minutes. And you could tell that Davey was supposed to get up and crotch. I think it was Mosh, right? Whoever hits the leg drop was supposed to crotch one of them off the top rope, but he was late getting there.
Yeah.
And he misses his assignment.
Because they're waiting, whoever is up on the top rope, and like I said, it might have actually been Thrasher. I'm not sure. Sometimes
I can't tell them apart.
Yeah. So, but one of them is basically they could have hit the move. They had enough time. They could hit the move, but they were waiting for Dave. So Davey missed his cue. Which again, it happens.
Yep.
But Cleneth, what did you think of this particular matchup?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the finish with Austin coming in there and screwing Hart Foundation out of the tag team titles. I figured it was justly right for him to do it.
Yep.
I was a Headbangers fan, so I was kind of happy that they were when I was younger. So I was happy they did win the titles as champs.
Cleneth, did you have wrestling figures when you were a kid?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I did have the Headbangers. The Headbangers are the only tag team I actually had.
So you had the Headbangers figures?
Yes.
Oh my God. So when they came out with the series, right? The first, the hell was that?
I'm watching the Phillies game.
Oh. So the first tag team series that Jax did, or when they started doing they started regularly doing the tag team figures. The set was the Godwins, the Headbangers, the Legion of Doom, and the Blackjacks. And I wanted all four. Right. So I asked my grandmother for Christmas. I said, and I gave her the magazine because they had that WWF Shop Zone part of the magazine. They called it Shop Zone back then. And I'm like, so she actually called and she ordered the figures, but they ended up sending like the wrong stuff. So my grandfather just went to the store and I got the Headbangers and the Godwins for Christmas that year.
Aw.
And I was like I could have cared less about anything else I got that Christmas.
Do you remember what you got other than that?
I know I did get more wrestling figures because I think I got the Mark Marrow Sable manager 2-pack that year too.
And this was Hasbro?
No, this was Jax.
Okay.
This is when Jax had the license.
Do you still have them today? Or did you sell?
I'm pretty sure they're gone. I'm pretty sure they're gone. I'm pretty sure they've been sold at a convention.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those I gave to my brother.
Yeah. And some of them you sold when we were selling toys.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they're gone. But I had the Headbangers and the Godwins. Like I had those an awful long time. And then, when my brother was done with them, we decided to sell them. And but yeah, no, that was like and I actually had the Blackjacks 2-pack. I bought it at a toy store in Connecticut a couple of years ago. I've sold it since, but so I did have it for a little while. But there were some money because they were the first like real tag team series that Jax did. But all right, Eric, what did you think of the match?
I liked the match. I thought, besides the LOD getting eliminated early, I thought it was a pretty decent match.
Yeah. Now, people might argue that it's like, oh, well, LOD should have won the titles. I have no problem with the Headbangers getting a run.
Me neither. I think LOD was kind of past their prime a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. Cleneth, you think the right team won?
Yes. I wanted to go back to my 10-year-old son and say yes. The Headbangers won. They needed to win.
So, yeah. So I enjoyed the match myself. Cleneth, what's the rating for it?
I'm going to give it another 4.
All right. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say 4. Eric?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 too.
All right. So now we move on to the next matchup, which is Bret Hart and the Patriot for the WWF title. Went 19 minutes. Bret Hart defeated the Patriot. And I gotta say, like, Del Wilkes, the Patriot, he got a lot of disrespect, I think, from people like being in it because nobody really wanted to put him over as a top guy. He could hold his own with Bret.
Yeah, he could. I was kind of rooting for him to win.
I know I was rooting for him to win back in the day.
I was rooting for him to win when I rewatched the whole show.
You're just like, I don't care how this goes. Have the Patriot win.
Even if he had to drop the title the next day, at least it would be something different.
Yeah. And he gave Bret a good match.
He did.
Well, he did beat Bret earn the right for it, so.
Yeah, like the week before SummerSlam. So, yeah, it was a really good match, and Del proved that he could go. I got a soft spot for go ahead, Eric.
I'm reading his Wikipedia. I saw he fought for Global Wrestling.
Yeah, I was actually just getting ready to bring that up. I have a soft spot for him because of his GWF days. And
I thought he was talented.
He was. And he was really over in Japan. Like, that's where he made a lot of his money.
Yeah. And rest in peace to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Cleneth, what did you think of this match as a whole?
As a whole, I enjoyed it. Did the Raw man win? Yes, he did. But it was a good match.
Yeah. All right, Eric.
Yeah, I thought it was a good match. I give it a 4.
All right, Cleneth, what are you going to give it?
I don't want to give it another 4.
I'm going to agree and say 4 as well. Obviously, this sets up the tag team flag match the next month at In Your House Bad Blood, which is going to be Patriot and Vader versus Bret Hart and the British Bulldog. But now we move on. It's the main event, and this one was kind of funny because it almost like the match itself goes 16 minutes, but they were fighting for like 25.
Because the match didn't really start until they got into the ring.
Yeah, well, because as soon as like Undertaker got in the ring, he took out the referee, didn't he?
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
I
don't know. As a kid, this match sounded like it went like forever. In a way, it's just like, wow. And I always thought when I first watched this, I was still learning wrestling, and then me and my friends always talked about it's like this match went on for nearly like 30, 40 minutes, and not a winner was even settled. They just ran around the ring and he beat the hell because Shawn Michaels was afraid of the Undertaker, which is true.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like he had to have the help from DX, and Undertaker still like kind of stood tall at the end.
Yep, he did.
I mean, you can't ignore that Undertaker and Shawn Michaels had good chemistry even back then.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, I think the chemistry got better, obviously, later on.
Yep.
Yeah, the post.
I think it's one of those underrated rivalries for both men.
Yeah.
Might not be their top rival, but you could argue it could be Shawn's top rival, but that's not here or there. Another discussion for another day, or if you want to talk about it now.
I mean, we got time. SmackDown doesn't start for another 41 minutes.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw the spoilers already?
Well, I already watched it. I watched it online.
Oh, yeah, because they
taped it Tuesday.
Yeah. All right. So you've already seen it. I've already seen the spoilers. So
yeah.
But I'll say this about Shawn's top rivals. Obviously, I think his best rival was Bret because of how authentic it was.
Yep. Especially
now, they had a couple of boring matches, but
yeah, I know.
Their best match that they had against each other was the one where Bret got screwed.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Yep.
Bret even said, he goes, that was actually going to go down as one of my best matches until the screw job. So
until Vince screwed it.
Yeah. But so there I would put him as his best rival. Then I would say it's probably a tie between the Triple H and Undertaker.
Yeah.
And
Cleneth, maybe.
Or go ahead, Eric. You can go first.
If he had more of a rivalry with Stone Cold, I think it would have been. I think that would have been maybe top 3, but it didn't last long.
All right, Cleneth, who was Shawn Michaels' greatest rival in your opinion?
Well, I'll first start with Bret Hart because that's when his career jump started right there with Bret Hart.
Yep.
I will then say I will go back. I will say Razor because they had some good matches for the Intercontinental title.
Okay.
And then rival, I will say Triple H. Triple H has to be number 1. I mean, for best friends, I think that's going to be your best rival right there because they're best
Their
friends.
matches were incredible.
Yeah.
And like I'll say that 100%. I think their matches were incredible.
It's too bad they never had one at WrestleMania together.
Except for the one with Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
So
all right,
now let's go ahead and let's ask the opposing side here. Undertaker, I was about to say Undertaker, who's Eric's greatest rival. Eric, who's Undertaker's greatest rival?
Undertaker's greatest rival. Ooh, you could go Shawn.
Okay.
You could go Kane. You could go Brock. Damn. There's a lot. Edge and Batista, they're up there too. I'm going to say Shawn.
All right.
Undertaker and Shawn.
Cleneth, I think he's forgetting a major one. Do you want to say who that is? If you can figure it out, or do you want me to?
Mick Foley. Mick Foley is number one. Mick Foley is number one. I don't care what anybody says. How Mick Foley came into the business, called out the Taker, beat the Taker.
We covered their first match against each other a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mick Foley.
Mick Foley is number one. I don't care.
I guess I just had Shawn Michaels syndrome.
I mean, and this is one of those like I agree with Cleneth, which is why and I knew Cleneth was gonna because I could kind of feel Cleneth stewing. Because you were naming off everybody except for Mick, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, he's got to name Mick Foley. And then when you didn't, I'm like, all right, Cleneth, go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, and because if it wasn't for Undertaker, Mick Foley would not have had the career I think that he had in the WWF or WWE.
Yeah.
Like, Mick Foley needed that rub from the Undertaker.
Yep.
I mean, you kind of wonder, it's like, did it really shorten his career though? Especially after that Hell in a Cell in '99.
Oh yeah, that Hell in a Cell, like that, yeah, that just about. He would have had like another 10 years on his career if he didn't do that fall.
But he did come back from time to time. But I know.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the shape that he was beforehand.
Oh no, yeah. And he went in full time.
I mean, well, and if you think about it, this guy has been falling on concrete, straight freaking concrete. I just scared the cat. For what? Like up to that, or for up to that point, like up to the point of Hell in a Cell, 13 years, where he's been doing that bump, where he's been, hitting the elbow on the concrete, he's been landing straight on concrete. He did that straight for years, for 15 years before he first retired. I do that once, I'm in the hospital for 6 months. All right. And I would never try it again. But this guy, like, because he was committed to, wowing the audience.
Yep. And that's what the current wrestler I think I compare him to, named Darby Allin.
Yeah. So, because Darby is he's committed to giving the audience a wow moment, even if it's going to cause. But by the way, Mick Foley can get away with a lot of that stuff because Mick Foley's got a lot of cushion.
Yeah.
As in, he was 280 something pounds when he was doing this.
Yep. Same thing with Terry.
Yeah. I mean, Darby Allin's only, 58 pounds heavier than Max Mini.
Probably my weight, actually.
Yeah, like he's too skinny to be doing any of that crap.
Yeah.
But
I weigh 140, so.
Yeah, if he's getting over, I'm not. If he's getting over and it's working for him, good. But I mean, you do have to think about your long-term health.
Yeah. And Terry Funk was the same way too.
Terry Funk's just nuts.
Yeah. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, Terry Funk was just out of his mind, and I a lot of that was he was trying to wow the audience, but it also too not just wow the audience, but also scare the crap out of them.
Yeah, he paved the way for Mick Foley and guys like Darby
Mick Foley, Darby Allin, John Moxley. You could put him on the list.
Yep. And the guys from like that are not in the mainstream, but I'm forgetting their names right now, but there's some other ones.
Yeah. I can think of Mance Warner from MLW and TNA. Well, he's not in TNA anymore. He left the company because they fucked over his wife. But all right. So Cleneth, what did you think of Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels as a whole, and what rating are you going to give it?
See, I want to give it a 5. And I'll say 5 because I like the chaos of it. I was all for the chaos of Michaels running away, Taker chasing. I was all for it when I was younger. I said, this is great. And then when he announced, like, how to sell the next day, the next time, I'm like, this is perfect. Okay, it was chaotic. The flips, it was like I've never seen someone so afraid to fight someone. Someone running, it's like a schoolyard bully running them out, and finally that bully's getting his butt kicked.
Yeah, like the schoolyard bully getting punched in the mouth.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll say this, because a lot of people say a lot of, especially like in sports, people always say that they like chaos. They don't like everything always coming into the form of like what they think it's supposed to be. Like people were happy with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs not making it to the playoffs because that created chaos.
Yep.
The Florida Panthers in the NHL, not making the playoffs. That created chaos. And then the Colorado Avalanche getting eliminated when they did. Now half their team was hurt, but it caused chaos.
Yep. OKC
losing. It caused chaos. The Knicks going on the run that they did. It caused chaos.
Yep.
That was not cause chaos. That's going falls into like the sports of a rig type of thing now.
Well, yeah, that's what they're going to say. But Eric, what did you think of this match as a whole, and what do you give it?
I thought it was a good match. I enjoyed it. Obviously, Shawn Michaels is one of my favorites, so I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 too.
All right. I'm going to agree. I'm going to say 5 out of 5 just because of the chaos factor, because I'm a huge fan of chaos.
Yeah.
All right. Which is why I picked the show that we're going to do next week, because it really is chaotic. Not necessarily chaotic in a good way, but there's like a lot of crap going on. By the way, the show for next week is going to be, we're going to cover WCW's Great American Bash 1991. Cleneth already is just like, oh God.
I can't say because, like I said, I don't really go back to watch. And now knowing that I have to go find it on YouTube.
It's on WCW's Vault channel. It just got uploaded a week ago.
Okay.
I'll send you the link if you need me to.
It's just like one of those, like, this is why I missed the original WWE network.
Oh, so do I. Like, because I don't want to have to type anything in. I would just rather just go to the section where I know it's going to be and
watch it.
Yeah. By the way, that show is known for two things. One, that Ric Flair was supposed to defend the WCW title against Lex Luger and drop it to him, and Luger said "fuck you" and left. Or not Luger. Flair said "fuck you" and left. And it's also known for supposed to be a cage match with Rick Steiner teaming up with Missy Hyatt to take on Arn Anderson and Paulie Dangerously before he was Paul Heyman, and the Maryland State Athletic Commission telling WCW, you can't do that. A woman cannot wrestle men in a cage.
Yes, she can.
Oh, the Maryland State Athletic, and I got plenty of stuff to say about that next week. Okay, but the Maryland State Athletic Commission is still they're one of those
strict.
cities, or like they're one of those states to where it's just like they still believe that wrestling is a sport. So they'll even make WWE follow their guidelines, even though WWE is like, we're entertainment. It's like, no, you do physical stuff. You're going to follow what we fucking tell you to do.
Yeah, didn't AEW get in trouble for that?
Yeah.
One of their first shows.
Yeah, that was the Moxley Omega non-sanction. Now they got in trouble because it was brought to their attention by a bitter former WCW announcer who wants AEW to fail and figured that this would be a way for them to fail, as if he reported them.
Yep, I remember that.
Because he's a bitch who, got outshined and replaced in WCW by my buddy Scott Hudson.
Hi, Scott.
So, fuck you, Chris Cruz. You suck. I should save all this for next week. But, all right. Eric, final thoughts and a final rating on the pay-per-view as a whole.
I thought it was a good pay-per-view. Some good, some bad, but overall, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. Not great, but about above average. So,
all right, Cleneth, go ahead.
All right, so I want to say this. I chose this pay-per-view for one thing. It's a bridge point of what we always talked about. We talked about Shawn Michaels and Taker and Bad Blood. We talked about the chair shot about SummerSlam to have it in '97. We never talked about the pay-per-view that really is like the bridging point between the two, and this is Ground Zero. This is like the bridge point of how we got to Bad Blood, how we settled things at SummerSlam, and where we at. This is like the thriller episode of the trilogy, if you look at it like that. I want to call it that.
Yeah.
Thriller. It's good. I mean, we had some mishaps with the minis are still good. I mean, Brian Pillman, that was interesting, but mainly it was I loved it for Michaels the chaos with Michaels and Taker. Bret and Patriot was good. Max Mini was awesome, and the tag team titles.
So what do you give it?
I want to give it. I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay. So it's weird to say, and I don't know how many letters we're going to get about this or emails or whatever, but it's weird to say that a pay-per-view picks up because of Max Mini. But I have no problem saying it because he really picked up the pay-per-view. Now, the triple threat match tried. Unfortunately, there was a couple of missteps, a couple of sloppy moves. But when you start at the point where it's just like Max Mini starts really, bringing the pay-per-view up, and then it just gets better. Like when the pay-per-view picks up steam 50 minutes in and keeps that steam throughout the rest of the show, like you're doing something good, because that's what should happen. Once the pay-per-view picks up steam, it cannot let it go. And this pay-per-view did a really good job. From the shock title win for the Headbangers, the chaos of Undertaker and Shawn, Max Mini doing his job that I'm sure Vince McMahon was probably just like, oh, God damn it, let's just send the little guys out there and maybe we could get them back. And then when they come back and they actually did a good job, Vince is just like, God damn it, what the hell do we have with these little bastards? Like, I'm gonna agree with Cleneth, and I'm gonna give the pay-per-view a 7. So, I mean,
I'll say
Cleneth,
this.
this was a good choice by you.
Thank you.
I'm
3
glad-
out
Yes,
of
it
4.
was.
3 out of 4 right now. Not bad.
Good job,
Yeah.
Cleneth.
So,
I was
all
gonna
right.
say, Doug, since you like chaos, the reason you like chaos is you chose the three of us as judges. Me, Dave, and Shawn. With
Oh,
that said, I'll let you plug the show.
all right. Tomorrow night on the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Animated Hour of Power. The Gauntlet series continues. We got another anime gauntlet. Tokyo Ghoul is going to start with Assassination Classroom. My Hero Academia comes in 3rd. Promised Neverland will come 4th. A Boring World where the concept of dirty jokes doesn't exist comes in 5th. Sekire will come in 6th. Black Clover comes in 7th. And then Kenichi will come in last. So
Well, my hero should win it all.
I think they're the favorite. Although I do like Black Clover.
I think that's the only cuss to have right there, but I think my hero should do it.
So
Probably.
and by the way, I'll say this: the three of the gauntlets have been won by the number 7th entry, which is what Black Clover is going to be. But we have had a winner from number 3 before, and that was a few weeks ago. But yeah, it should be a good one. Then we got the Cartoon Network gauntlet later on in the week for animated showdown. But yeah, and then I'll announce it more tomorrow night. But we are going to do more gauntlet matches. Stage 5 of the Animated Anarchy series is going to become gauntlets again because they're working because it's getting our ratings up.
Yep.
And I'm not screwing with something that's getting my ratings up.
That's what. Yeah, you know the saying, why mess with something that's good?
It's like what my grandfather used to say all the time. Don't screw up what's working.
Exactly.
Well, the full phrase is don't screw up what's working or else you'll be a bigger jackass than your father. But on that note, we will see everybody next week. WCW Great American Bash 1991. We're going to see how many times Cleneth swears at me at the beginning of the show next week.
Yeah.
For me having him watch this.
I want to start it probably tomorrow. I'll probably start tomorrow.
Yeah, I wonder how many times I'll fall asleep. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking.
Wow. You said chaos, so I don't think it can be that bad. When he said chaos, I said
because it is very chaotic. Because it was WCW was a very chaotic company at the time.
Yeah, it was. They're the ones who invented the what's that match that we did before?
The Chamber of Horrors.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll give you another little preview. The opening match is a scaffold match, a tag team scaffold match, and it's Stunning Steve Austin teaming up with Terrence Taylor to take on PN News, who's 450 pounds, and they're putting him on a scaffold.
Isn't that what they did in ECW?
Huh?
Isn't that what they did at ECW with the tables on the ring and whatnot?
Yeah, they did have those scaffold matches in W. But here's the thing, because PN News is 450 pounds, you could win the match by either throwing them off the scaffold or you could go capture the other team's flag. Which they came up with that finish because PN News was just like, why the fuck am I going up on a scaffold when I'm 450 pounds? But these were not some of Dusty's high points, I'll tell you that much.
He got better.
Yeah. But we'll talk about all that next week. Make sure to like and subscribe to all of our stuff, including the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. You join the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/Wrestling Through the Years. And Eric, make sure you do some clipping.
Yes, sir. And I'm
we'll
no
see
longer on TikTok because they banned my that account. So
You got
I
thrown off of
changed-
TikTok?
for my MoneyE 6-pack one,
You mean the one you
for
do the
posting
sport picks?
huh?
The
Yeah,
sport picks? Really?
yeah.
Were you giving bad advice to people?
No, I just post pics. I don't even talk. I just post it from
Oh.
YouTube.
And they banned you for that?
Yeah, and I tried to get it appealed, but it didn't work. So
What the hell did you do? Accidentally show some skin too?
no, it's all shorts. I copy I download the shorts that I do on YouTube and post it on
TikTok.
and upload it on TikTok.
Wait a minute. So the app that allows porn stars or adult film stars to basically post about their day and show a little skin themselves. I mean, not too much, but show a little skin themselves, and porn stars can go in on TikTok and reveal all sorts of stuff. And also you have other crazy ass people. I can't mention my name because they know who I am. Like they can go and they can do all that stuff, but God forbid you tell people, oh yeah, you should pick the Dodgers to win by 10 runs.
And I get banned.
And
They
you
think
get
it's like-
banned.
I don't know, some bullshit.
What the hell is this world coming to?
Yeah, I know. TikTok is very sensitive.
You can let Kenzie Ann post pics of her butt crack and her feet, but God forbid Eric can't fucking. Not that I'm saying that that's a bad thing. I'm a fan, but
Oh, God.
man, what a rabbit hole we've gone down. All right, so so Eric, make sure to do some clipping. We'll see everybody next week.
Yep.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, later.
Bye, guys.
Later.